Hi, in this video I'll try to explain you why I think that recognizing ZBLLs just by looking at the blocks is actually a bad idea, and they are just better ideas. And I actually don't think that recognizing cycle is that a great of an idea. I personally use like this Adgi, I don't know, this guy who learned full ZBLL, and he has a channel named ZZ Method on YouTube. So he basically looks at this face and this face, and he recognizes ZBL, and he always looks at those two faces, which is actually really nice, because after you know, like after you're in last slot and you know that you will have ZBL, you can actually almost always like look at those two faces and know what's going on. And I actually was stupid enough to don't do it for two sets. So for T and U, two GLLs, I was looking for blocks, which is more popular method to recognize ZBLs, more or less, because it's much easier. And now, when I look at this 2GLL, I know it's 2GLL T case, so I would look at those two faces, because it's just most likely I will recognize ZBL from those two faces. And actually I can't recognize this U perm, I need to do U move, so this actually slows the reco down. So this is why I think some people might think that recognizing ZBL has to be like over 1 second. Actually, we need to learn something like two-sided ZBLR recognition, but only for two sides, and just those two sides will be same for all of the like pi, etc. for each case, so that we can have like really fast reco. So there are some cases that where actually where recognizing by blocks is actually better, because let's say this ZBLL you can recognize it like from here, because you just recognize it by H perm. Well, it's still pretty easy if you use this method too, but actually I will rotate it like to here just to see it. But the number of these cases is actually much lower than number of cases that you would have to rotate to find a block, which is actually slower. So that's why I think that this is a really good idea, just to sit down and find a good way to reco from just from just looking at two faces, two sides of the ZBL, because it will be more effective and beneficial one day. Also, I have this idea that later on, because right now I'm actually attending to learn at least ZBLL, if we will be looking always at those two faces, let's say, we can actually predict IUF just by looking at this corner always and the relation to these two layers. That's why I think this is like another thing. This is why I think that block recognition method is actually worse. But for when you learn like 10 ZBLLs and that's all, well, then you should probably stick to block recognition. Okay, that's all for today.